Secretary Rubio announced a deal this week that would allow potentially American citizens who are criminals to be put in a different country. Is that something you're looking to do?
No, I didn't know that he announced that yet, but if he did, it's fine, yeah. We have hardened criminals, horrible people. You see them pushing people into subways. The train is coming last week. Guy walking around, just sees somebody waiting for the train. Train's coming 40 miles an hour.
Donald Trump's entire presidency, this first 2 weeks so far, has been one giant temper tantrum. And it's cost us Donald Trump's whining, complaining. His outrage is on our shoulders, but not today. Donald Trump's temper tantrum today ended up costing Donald Trump, because in the Oval Office, he was laughed at to his face for whining about just the most ridiculous subject, and we are going to get into it. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. And it really does mean a lot to me. Now, Donald Trump gave a press conference today before he met with Benjamin Netanyahu. And so, before I get into Netanyahu just laughing in Donald Trump's face at the ridiculous thing he said, I want to check out a bit of that press conference because it shows how the tantrum started.
If you're unhappy to sign it, if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why, lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader, or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran.
Remember when we were sold this bill of goods on the campaign trail that no one has ever been more pro-peace? No one loves peace more. No one is focused on bringing stability and security to the world like Donald Trump. And now he's talking about what will happen if there's an assassination attempt, that he'll blow countries off the planet, that there's already a plan in place. Try me. He's just like, puffing his chest out, also speaking of anti-war. Remember when the war in Ukraine was going to be done? Not even on day one. Before day one has anyone checked in on, that is anyone asked, but Magnet claims to love this pro-peace. Donald Trump wants to secure the world, but they're also calling for Canada to be invaded. It's a lot of not anything going on up there. It's a lot of cognitive dissonance with MAGA. It's a big struggle for them. It's just mostly anger range, temper tantrums. Donald Trump, right here.
Secretary Rubio announced a deal this week that would allow potentially American citizens who are criminals to be put in a different country. Is that something you're looking to do?
No, I didn't know that he announced that yet, but if he did, it's fine, yeah. We have hardened criminals, horrible people. You see them pushing people into subways. The train is coming last week. Guy walking around, just sees somebody waiting for the train. Train's coming 40 miles an hour, and he gets pushed into the subway. And that happens all the time. These are sick people. If we could get them out of our country, we have other countries that would take them. It's no different than a prison system, except it would be a lot less expensive, and it would be a great deterrent. Send them to other countries. If we could go a step further, in other words, we're talking about getting the criminals out of our country that come in through other countries illegally, right? The illegal migrants, as I call them. Well, we have people that are just as bad as them in our country. If we could get them out, I'd be very happy.
So the new thing for Trump isn't just sending, I guess he wants to send immigrants to GMO. Now, he wants to send American citizens to other countries. He is so deportation happy. He is so deportation crazed. He is so smashing the deportation button. He wants to deport American citizens. What does that even mean? What does that look like? And, you know, we talk about the economic impact of Donald Trump's mass deportation plan about workers in agricultural or service or hospitality industries leaving in mass or not wanting to show up to work is a huge impact to our economy. Let's also talk about the cost of Donald Trump using military planes to ship out American citizens to other countries that don't want them to inevitably start another trade war. What is happening? It's just anger and fear-mongering. We saw more of it right here.
But we could make deals where we'd get these animals out of our country. And you know, if you take the shooters, the people that hit old ladies in the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that walk down the street, the people that you see it, the people that take out a gun and shoot you for no reason at all. If we could get these animals out of our country and put them in a different country under the supervision of somebody that made a relatively small fee to maintain these people, because you know what? These are criminals. You call them hardened criminals. They've been in jail 40 times. There's one 42 times. And every time the person gets out, it's a he. Every time he gets out, he commits another crime within 24 hours. And it's a heinous crime. It's a rough crime. We don't want these people in our country either. We don't want them in our country.
I'm really at a loss at this point. Like I said, it's just one temper tantrum after another, and he's making himself look stupid, which I guess he doesn't even realize. Listen to Netanyahu laugh at him after Donald Trump said he demanded a certain prize.
What would happen if you hear from the
They will
Israelis?
never give me a Nobel Peace Prize.
What would happen? What would happen if the Israelis?
I deserve it, but they will never give it to me.
He's so stupid. He's so stupid. The world is clearly laughing at us. Justin Trudeau sold Donald Trump on ending his tariff temper tantrum in exchange for something that Canada was already doing. Same with Claudia Sheinbaum. Donald Trump has just been embarrassed consistently on the world stage. Oh, and you better believe he's doing it domestically as well, with his shadow president, co-president, the real president, whatever you want to call him. Elon Musk and Doge Trump was asked about it. Guess what his response was?
Thank you, Star. On Elon Musk, how often are you talking to him? And have there been ideas that he's brought to you that you've said, oh no, wait a minute, this is going a little too far?
Well, many ideas, but look, he's done a great job. Look at all the fraud that he's found in this U.S. AID. It's a disaster what the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with $100 million spent on you know what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money, with the money. I'd like to see what the kickbacks are. How much money has been kicked back? Who would spend that kind of money to some of the things that you read about and I read about and I see every night on the news and every morning when I read the papers? Who would spend money for that? I would say this, the people that got all that money, are they kicking it back to the people that gave it from government? No, that's, to me, very, very corrupt.
Doing a great job is Elon Musk taking criminal action coups in government agencies, installing his own goons to do whatever he wants to funnel money into his pockets. It's insane. And what's really crazy is the narrative he's been trying to push with it, which, to explain a little bit more, I want to check out this clip right here.
Some of these Doge engineers that Elon Musk has helping him are as young as 19 years old.
That's good. They're very smart, though, Peter. They're like you. They're very smart people.
Thank you. Have you met any of these guys?
No, I haven't seen them. They work actually out of the White House. They're smart people. Unlike what they do in the control towers, where we need smart people, we should use some of them in the control towers where we were putting people that were actually intellectually deficient. That was one of the qualifications, is you could be intellectually deficient. No, we need smart people. Some are young and some are not young. Some are not young at all. But they found.
So if you've been on Twitter lately, which I really hope you haven't, I really hope that hasn't been a part of your life, but there are all of these stories of the really college age Doge employees working for Elon now to trim the fat in the government. And, some of them have, interesting stories. They seem like, smart enough kids. They seem like, nice enough guys. Some seem really weird, but that's not the point. The point is that the point isn't that we want good people doing bad things with Elon Musk. The point is we don't want anyone doing things with Elon Musk. Sure, if you use AI to uncover some translation of an ancient scroll, which one of the kids did, great. That's really good for you. You shouldn't have my social security number. You shouldn't have access to private treasury information and our payment systems for the entirety of the federal government in control of trillions of dollars because you did some cool AI stuff. I don't care if you're a nice guy. No, it's insane. How is that their justification? It doesn't make any sense. It is insane. They are committing criminal acts and they're saying, oh, but we're nice. What? I can't even believe it. I can't believe it. And no one should. And Jasmine Crockett sure doesn't. She's calling it out right here.
As opposed to being in the majority, to actually try to combat this. It doesn't sound like there's the largest of appetites among Republicans to say that the mandate may have been for you to serve in office, but not to have this wide scope of authority for a non-elected official.
Well, I'm definitely going to say that the mandate wasn't there at all. The numbers are really small, kind of like his crowds. So I'm not going to say that there was a mandate. I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now they're not allowing us in. And now they're saying, you know what, we're also going to defund the HBCUs. You know why? Because they don't want any more Kamala Harrises. They don't want any more Jasmine Crockett's. But I got news for them. I don't care what they do. We will fight to the end to make sure that we get our due. Because again, if you want to talk about the people that shouldn't be in this country, you probably need to look in the mirror, because the last time I checked, the Native Americans who some of ICE have been rounding up, or the Puerto Ricans who are absolutely Americans, listen, the only people that came and colonized this place are your ancestors, Trump.
President Trump is appointing Darren Beattie to a top State Department role. I know many people remember who Darren Beattie is. He was fired in 2018 from being a speechwriter. He was speaking at a conference attended by white nationalists. And then a few months ago, he posted this, Congresswoman: competent white men must be in charge if you want things to work. Unfortunately, our entire national ideology is predicated on coddling the feelings of women and minorities and demoralizing competent white men. Your reaction to his appointment?
He needs to go. I mean, this is very simple. We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within. Here is the problem.
Of course, Congresswoman, to interrupt you, but President Trump, of course, has denied any allegations he's a white supremacist, and that's why he
I don't
apparently
care what he
fired
says.
what he is.
I don't care what he says.
I know your point, but he did fire Darren Beattie in reaction, they believe, in part to his attendance at that conference. Does that change your opinion in any
No,
way?
it doesn't change my opinion because we saw what he literally recently just posted, and the coddling is for the white boys. That's what's happening right now. I am tired of the white tears.
The idea that any of this is excusable or regular or normal is baffling me constantly. I am constantly in shock at the next level of corruption. Somehow it just keeps going. And we got to call it out. And we're going to do so on the show every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, as you know, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you're stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.